Many years ago, India was at a very dangerous poverty level, but a lot of that has changed, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about whether or not India is safe for foreigners and tourists, especially at night.
And what better way to find that out than to go walk around India? And yeah, we need to go get some food.
So in order to talk about whether India is safe for tourists or not, we need to go over the most common crimes in India that could potentially happen to a tourist. And if you look up on Wikipedia, you will see the most common crime in India as of 2021 were people stealing your stuff, crimes against children. What the heck is wrong with India? And finally, you have forgery, cheating, and fraud, and traffic-related accidents. So as you can see, we can roughly put them into 3 different categories. Some people want your money, some people want everything else, and some people are just really bad drivers.
Now, I know it all sounds crazy at this point and you probably want to cancel your trip, but let's break them down one by one.
And the first thing we're going over is people taking your stuff, especially at night when you're out there alone. And this is where I have to disappoint you by saying that, as someone who comes to India all the time, I've never heard of any tourists having anything stolen in India, or at least not as much as the media or the internet makes it out to be. Now, is pickpocket still a thing in India? Yes. Do some people want to take your stuff? Well, it's the nation with almost 1.5 billion people, so also a yes. But I have to say, as a foreigner in India, I feel like India is way safer than a lot of Western countries like America and the UK, and about the same as other nations in Asia. You need to use your common sense when traveling, like knowing where to avoid, not bring too many valuables, and keeping your hand over your back when going through a super crowded place.
Now, people do come up to me when I'm out there at night, but it's mostly for 2 things. First, they want a picture with me, and second, they want to know if I'm lost.
Now let's go over the second thing you have to worry about when traveling in India, especially at night, and that will be the people who want your money and so much more. And this is where I have to be clear in saying that it also rarely happens, at least from my personal experience and what I heard from other foreigners in India. But I do have to point out that India is not the most friendly nation for female travelers, especially those who travel alone, which thankfully I haven't seen that many. But this is where your common sense also applies. Did you look up the place you're visiting? Did you hear from the locals where to go and what to avoid? I always do that when traveling to a new location in India because the people living there know more about the place than we ever will. So you need to do some homework to avoid the shadiest places, but outside of that, I don't think India is more dangerous than the Western countries in general.
But don't get too confident just yet because there's still one more terrible thing you have to worry about.
And that is the next category of crime happening in India at night, which is road accidents. Because India is so populated, the traffic wouldn't stop even at night, to the point you have to always be careful when crossing the road. But what's even more dangerous about going out at night is that many places don't even have street lights, so there's no way for them to see you when they're driving. And drunk driving is still a problem in India, despite the government putting a heavy penalty on it, so you really need to be careful when crossing the road.
What I like to do is I'll cross at the same time as the locals, because they've been living here long enough, they will know when to cross the road for maximum safety that we foreigners do.
So hopefully you know that India is not as dangerous as the internet says it is, and you can now enjoy your trip to India. But not before you check out the top 10 worst mistakes that tourists make in India all the time, and you can click on the video to find out what they are.